Hi class, let's take a look at problem 5, number 20. And the first part of the problem that I wanted to mention is because we technically have a squared as part of the problem, so we're going to be expecting a graph that's going to be a parabola. So we're expecting some sort of a parabola in space. And I'm getting this from the parent graphs. So if there is some sort of a square into the actual line, depending on if they're expressing that as a function or as just y equals, that's going to be an actual u. So it's going to be a u in space. And for this one, it's already set so that we actually find the h comma k or the vertex. So this will be the h comma k. And you're looking at the following point. Whatever makes this 0, it's going to be your x value. So in this case, -1. And then that's going to be your y value. So -5. That's going to be our first coordinate point. So in this case, we're looking at -1, -5. It's going to be here. That's going to be our first point. For the second point, you can just plug in any point. Do keep in mind that they're not at the origin, so you don't want to plug in a point that is large because it's going to actually get out of the scale. So what I'm going to pick is just 0. So in this case, let x equal to 0. And then your y value, which represents your f of x, it's going to be that y is equal to the values of 4 times 0 plus 1 squared minus 5. So y is equal to 4 minus 5, or y is equal to -1. So a second coordinate point, it's going to be 0 comma -1, which is technically here. Now on these graphs, all I want is a basis sketch, so it would have been sufficient to do the h comma k and then mimic the parent graph. So on our graph, we're going to have, well, a parabola going through these points. And as long as you have a u and you provide the actual coordinate points, in this case, 1 would have been sufficient. That would have been okay for your sketch. So technically our line, actually our curve, goes through those two, and it's a little bit hard to draw it. So from here, we technically have that our graph, it's going in this direction, and then it curves up passing through that second coordinate point. Now, let me show you what this one looks like with actual technology. And I actually have it here on the second page. Here is what the graph looks like. Let me just put the arrows on the axis. And then notice that, well, that is the -1, -5 point, which was the h comma k, meaning whichever value makes this 0, and then that's your y value. And then the second one, I just plugged in 0. We could have plugged in any other coordinate point, but some of these may end up being messy decimals. So here you have the actual graph to scale. I'm expecting basic sketches, and then I do need you to label the dot at a minimum for the h comma k. And then you can plug in any other coordinate point if you're looking for the direction or the basic shape. That's actually it for this one.